weather turns cold outside, a wool-lined jacket is like a warm friend. Here in Highland County, some experienced sheep shearers taught their skills to new students.
It can be quite a struggle learning how to keep a fully grown sheep still enough for proper shearing, as 18-year-old Emily Donaldson found out firsthand. She grew up on a Highland County farm and has been around large livestock all her life. But wrestling sheep isn't easy for anyone the first time they try it.
I'd like to raise sheep when I get older, start my own farm, and I think it's a good skill to have.
Instructor Tom Stanley has years of sheep shearing experience and was eager to pass on his knowledge.
What we want to do is we want to be able to stretch the skin out nice and taut, so you got a nice taut surface for your machine to run over. And depending on the size of the sheep, will kind of determine, what's the best method. I'd say the vast majority of the time when I'm shearing a sheep this size, okay, I'm going to take this leg right here and I'm going to place it right up here, kind of catch it right here on my ribs, just like that. And see, it'll stretch the skin out. And that leaves my non-shearing hand here with my forearm to hold that leg up out of the way, and I leave my fingers here available to shear down and work my skin like this.
The event was organized by Highland County Farm Bureau President KARI SPONAUGLE, who's also the Cooperative Extension Agent for both Highland and Bath counties. She also wanted to learn sheep shearing and was tasked with storing the shorn wool bundles in this large container, something her ancestors could appreciate.
This is actually a really fun workshop for me. I have some sheep background in my family. My granddaddy was a sheep shearer in the community, and in the 70s he went to a champion sheep shearing contest in Virginia and placed second. So this is really near and dear to my heart because I showed sheep as a 4-H'er, and to be able to hold a workshop to train the next generation in this skill, it's really necessary if you're going to be a wool sheep breeder.
This is an introductory workshop. Students are learning the basics like blade selection, maintenance, and how to shear the first part of the sheep, which is the belly. It's a critical area to understand because there are a lot of veins, grooves, and loose skin. The next step is much harder, learning how to hold the sheep in place.
See how I'm clamping on the sheep and then pulling back? When you start this blow, you need to be, you're straight legged. Your knees are locked. And if you laying the sheep back like this more, when you come down into this point right here, the more she's laying back, the smoother it is. You don't want it where you're not punching in on it. And what you're aiming for here is to clear all this wool from this flank right there on your first blow. Now you gotta watch here. There's a blood vessel that runs right under this flank. When you get to that point, you want to start turning your handpiece slightly that way, so that piece of flank skin doesn't run up in your comb.
And there are other danger spots newbies need to watch out for.
Now we gotta watch the teeth. If there's anything you cannot cut on a sheep, it's teeth, okay? All right, so you just gotta watch. And your belly wool is going to fall down and cover those teats. So as you work your way across, you can flip that belly wool out of your way, and there'll be a little bit of wool left down here. And depending on the sheep, depending on the wool, you can come down here and cover that teat. Easy, sweetie. You can cover that teat with your non-shearing hand, all right? But that's a matter of practice, and you just got to take your time. Make sure you know where those teats are.
Raising sheep may not be as popular in other parts of Virginia, but here in the mountains, the enthusiasm is still there.
Highland County is known as Virginia's little Switzerland, and by statewide, there's about 89,000 sheep in the state. But our climate in particular here, our elevation, we can grow some really good sheep back here in this country. We've got a lot of terrain. It's not a whole lot of crop ground around, so we can grow a lot of beef and a lot of sheep. And so folks are still in the sheep business back here. There aren't as many as there were, a decade or two ago, but you can still grow some good sheep back here in Highland County.
Passing on skills to the next generation in the tradition of Virginia agriculture. In Highland County, Virginia, I'm Burke MOELLER reporting.